I'm coming to Chicago, Satnam, Chicago. It's a fabulous yoga venue, and I'll be there November 2nd. I'll actually be there probably a couple days before and also a couple days after. But I wanted to give you a little bit on the events, and I titled this video Ground and Restore because that's essentially the elements of the Saturday that I have with them. I do 2 back-to-back events. One is called Nerve and Muscle Restoration, and the other one is called Biohacking. So I talk a lot about these things on my channel, and I just wanted to, give a lowdown on the logic behind why we put it in that order, and just to give you, the lowdown on exactly like what this is. So kind of the order of the events, sometimes I teach it in reverse, but we're doing the Nerve and Muscle Restore first. And this is little mini micro isolations of muscles, just tiny movements that are really gentle physical therapy. It's very somatic. Which just means like moving the body and feeling that movement. And it's very proprioceptive, which means like internally, how can you feel your body moving in space? And it's very connecting of your mind and body. So I will show you some images. You'll see an image of your muscle. I'll teach you the attachment points, not necessarily like the jargon of like, this is the bone and this is the trochanter and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just look at the picture. Here it is in your body. Here's where it goes. Now, here's the exercise. I'll show you a movement. Here's the exercise to isolate this muscle and truly isolate it. Not like a weightlifter tries to, isolate the quadriceps or something. Not like a physical therapist would be like, now here, pull your leg and this is your psoas. No, there's 4 things that pull your leg in that direction. I will teach you how to isolate your psoas. And this has tremendous implications for counter rotating your pelvis from driving. There's upper body isolations that'll counter the effects of texting and the tech neck phenomena. They'll just be in 2 hours, we'll just have very precise movements that will counter the effects of modern living. And this lets the prana flow, it lets the chi, the life force flow, it lets your blood flow just on a mechanical level, lets your breath flow. Mechanically, your head sits on your neck better, your neck sits on your ribs better, your ribs sit on your torso better, your torso sits on your pelvis better, and your femurs get pulled to the back. I'll show you how to pull your femurs back because sitting has jammed your femurs forward. And that's not doing a good thing for your lower nervous system and sexuality and just like important functions, the abdominal organs. We want to create more space, and Nerve and Muscle Restore is going to create a lot of space in your joints and your muscles, especially around the neck and the lower back and the pelvis. And it's going to feel fabulous, but more importantly, it's going to calm you down. You're going to feel more at ease, more settled inside, and that's going to really help you just in life. These techniques are meant to be practiced every day, just a couple minutes until you integrate them, and then you carry them on in your life. And they're so valuable after a long road trip, a long day at work. It's important for everybody to have a ground and restore practice, a personal ground and restore practice. The biohacking, after I do the ground and restore, or the nerve and muscle restore, each event you can come to independently. They have a more potent effect back to back like that, and I meant it to be that way. But if you just had to come to one, and maybe you're more interested in the biohacking. Biohacking at Satnam, this is a Kundalini primarily yoga shala, a center, however you want to call it. And Kundalini is like a kind of yoga that already has a lot of breathing practices in it, a lot of mudra, a lot of long holding, kind of gyrating motions. They do a lot with the nervous system, that system of Hatha yoga. I teach it just to give you contrast. I do practice and teach elements of many different kinds of yoga, but primarily what you would recognize is my vinyasa movement. If you see vinyasa yoga is a different kind of yoga besides Kundalini, but arguably leading to the same mountaintop. So I'll just quickly say biohacking, it's techniques, actual techniques of how to talk with your body after we've already done the preliminary breathing, scanning the body, getting a feel for how is blood moving throughout the body. That's kind of an essential preliminary, but I'll teach you how to do that. So you don't need to have that to come to the event. Come to the event, I'll teach you how to do that. How to breathe without moving very much, maybe a little bit of mild movement, not like stretching, not like a regular yoga class, just really, we'll have blocks, you'll sit, it'll be comfortable. This is in Chicago, and it's going to be the studio. Look it up, satnamyogachicago.com or satnamchicago.com, I think. I'll put the link in the description after I finish this video. And, really beautiful center. So you're going to be in a safe place, breathing, feeling your circulation move. I'll tell you how to observe your circulation moving so there's no illusions about what's actually going on in your body. And once we come to ground our attention inside our physical tissues, that's what like grounding is put your attention not on, symbols, math, writing, worries that are away from what's happening right now. Like put your attention inside your body right now. And I'll teach you techniques that will make that a more clear reality for you, that your mind is in your tissues. Then the biohacking, as I teach it, my signature, like what makes it so rich, is a certain dialogue and certain kinds of questions to ask your body that will bring your body into a balance, a harmony with your attention. You'll feel how you were holding emotions or you were holding negativity or confinement in your tissues, and you can let that go and let it flow. And it's going to be really liberating, feel really phenomenal. And it's, like I said, it's really great in conjunction with the previous event, the Nerve and Muscle Restore. So if you can make a day out of it, I know that's hard to get a Saturday away. Bring your friend, bring your partner, bring whoever, bring your husband, wife. I don't care. Bring your dog if they're well behaved. It's worth it. It's worth a drive. It's in the center of Chicago, right by the Great Lakes. So definitely come to Satnam and, come for both events. So ground and 12 to 2, 3 to 5, I think. I'll put the link below. So look forward to meeting you there. And if you know somebody, also, if you're not in the area, if you know somebody in the Chicago area, within an hour drive of there, within 2 hours, it's really worth it because the day is a 5-hour day. You make a whole day out of it and just totally transform your life. I mean, these are practices that I do daily. I have students that do these daily. You don't have to do all of them daily, but you pick 1 or 2 that are potent for you, that shift your experience of life for the better. And that changes the rest of your life. And what's that worth? Take a day to come meet some really great people at Satnam. And, I'd love to meet you. And let's get the ball rolling on taking control of your physiology and your evolution and your aging process. Really, we're all going towards that end. Let's do it really gracefully. There's ways to bring harmony to the body that will facilitate a very graceful exit, you could say. However gloomy that sounds, it's inevitable, and a graceful exit is something I personally aspire towards, and I recommend you do too, because I do, and I've thought about it. So, not to end on a gloomy note, but I'd look forward to meeting you there. Namaste.